Hi everyone, my name is Alin Popescu. I'm Sony Europe Digital Image Ambassador from Romania. I'm going to present you the menu system of the new A6400. No further explanation, let's dive into the menu system and see what's new and what's still there from other cameras. I'm recording on the Atomos 5, Ninja 5. I've resetted it from the factory settings, so I'm going to set the time and date just to make sure everything works as expected. Let's say like this. Okay, let's see. RAW and JPEG. When a new camera is launched, I select to shoot RAW and JPEG until the conversion for the Capture One, which I'm using, is coming out. I'll be able to use the files I've shot in RAW also later on. So JPEG quality, size. What's new is the new aspect ratio 1:1, which means square. Then this is panorama size and direction. If you switch the camera to panorama, you'll have this enabled. Then long exposure, high ISO noise reduction, normal, low and off. I'm not sure if low was available until now. Could be. Color spaces, lens compensations, yeah, shading, chromatic and distortion. I'm using the kit lens, the 18-135 on this one now. Maybe it's not available for this, the distortion compensation. Let's get to the third page, shoot mode drive, page 1. Okay, drive mode. So single shooting, continuous high, mid, low, high plus. Okay, timer, self timer continuous. Yeah, 3 images, 5 images, 5 seconds 3 images, 5 seconds 5 images, 2 seconds 3 images, 5. So different settings for multiple shooting. Okay, this is bracket, continuous bracket, and we have these options: 0.3 EV 359, 0.5 EV 359 images, 0.7, 1, 2, 3, and we are back to the settings. Single bracket, so this is continuous bracket, this is single bracket, I think with the same settings. Let's get back faster. 3, no, without 5 images. Okay, white balance bracket, low, high, and dynamic range optimization bracket, low and high. And back to the single shooting. Okay, let's get back to the menu. So for the bracket settings we have a timer also, and the bracket order, which I prefer -0+. This is how I'm using the cameras. So this is the new interval shooting menu and functions. So we have 2 pages of this. Interval shooting have to be enabled, so we choose on. In my previous configuration I set this interval shooting to the FN, so I can enable and disable it quickly. Shooting start time, this is the delay before the interval shooting starts. So we can choose, let's see, until 1:59 and 99 minutes 59 seconds. So we want to, if we want to delay for, I don't know, 1.5 hours. Okay, let's get back. The shooting interval, which interests us a lot, yeah, 3 seconds, 5. It can be maximum 60 seconds between the shots. Let's get back. Number of shots, we can go to 99,000, 9999 maximum images. Okay, it will take 8 hours and 20 minutes with a 3 seconds interval. This is interesting because we have the tracking sensitivity, which tells the camera to to adjust the settings to expose correctly for the scene. In 8 hours the light will change for sure, so it's high, mid and low. Then on the second page we have the option to choose silent shooting or normal mechanical shutter. Okay, and also here the shooting interval priority. Let's get back, let's disable this to have no issues further. So, fourth page of the first menu, shooting mode, we have the memory recall and memory recording. So here we can choose what to recall on different custom settings. With this we can define one custom button of the cameras to recall the settings. These are all the settings that can be registered. We can import the current settings on the camera. Okay, these are the default settings the camera was set. So we can register on custom hold 1. Here more information about it. Register several shooting settings in your desired combination. Okay, fifth page, focus mode, which is AF single, AFA, AFC, DMF. Okay, after focusing you can make fine adjustment. It was present in every Sony Alpha cameras. And manual focus. Okay, this is the priority, AF, release and balanced. Same for AFC and AFS. The focus area, which can be wide, zone, center, flexible spot, expand flexible spot and tracking, but we need to be in AFC to have this enabled for the tracking, of course. Focus area limit, this is a new menu. Here we can choose what settings to have in the carousel. I'm never using zones, so I will disable it. I'm never using center. I'm using flexible spot M and S, no L. I'm using expand flexible. And also for tracking, I'm not using wide, since it for me is the same as wide here, so I'm disabling it. I'm not using zones. I'm not using tracking center. I'm not using, okay, maybe I will. And this will not. And also I'm using a lot this for tracking, the expand flexible spot for tracking. So if I set this and I go to, let me see, here, to the focus area, we can see we don't have zones anymore, we don't have L for flexible spot, and for tracking, let me switch to AFC. And for tracking, here we have also only the expand flexible spot and flexible spot, which I checked on the previous menu. So let's get back to the menu system. Okay, switch vertical horizontal AF area. This was present first in A9. So if we rotate the camera in portrait orientation, it will move the focus point to the similar region and will remember it whenever it's set. The AF Illuminator. This is a completely new menu because it, as you know, the A6400 has intelligent eye detection and intelligent tracking also. So we can tell to have face priority in AF, so I prefer this all the time. Right left eye selection, we can select which eye to be focused. It detects automatically or the right eye or left eye of our subject, not our side. Okay, let's remember this. I can choose whether to select the left eye by default, but if I want to switch, I can define a custom button to switch between the eyes. That's great. Okay, let's keep auto for now. Let's get to the menu back. Autofocus with shutter button. This is again comes enabled. Usually it came by default disabled, the pre-autofocus. This is one of the features that usually kills your battery, so I'll keep it off. I don't need the camera to pre-focus on a possible subject. I just prefer to focus whenever I press the focus button. The iStart autofocus is for A-mount lenses with the adapter to start focusing whenever you look through the electronic viewfinder. So it's not working with the A-mount lenses. AF area registration. If we want to select a spot on the scene to have the focus point, and we can recall that with a custom button. I don't need that now. Delete registered area. Yes. AF area auto clear, yeah, to be cleared after single shot AF. Display continuous AF area. Okay. This is a new menu. Sets whether or not to allow users to hold the focus point at the endmost position to circulate and select focus point on the other side when selecting focus point. Ta-da! Let's see what's talking about. So if we select this flexible spot, if we go to the leftmost position, it will now is not moving, but if I go to this and say circulate, and I get back to this, okay, now it will jump to the right side, and also it's available to up and down. Okay, nice to have. Micro adjustments. Okay, if we want to use it, the amount, of course invalid with the lens. Maybe it's available again with the A-mount lenses and the adapter with the translucent mirror inside. Exposure, compensation, yeah. ISO settings, ISO automatically, that can be set to the maximum of 32, 40, 51, 64, 80, 100, 2400, yeah, that's the maximum. I'm usually limiting my cameras to 12,800. Okay, this is the multi-frame noise reduction, but is not available in RAW and JPEG. Yeah, you can press the delete button every time and it will give you information on what it does, this menu. So let's get back. The range limit, yeah, this is the same as going here and pressing the right button on the control wheel. For me it's easier like that, not going to the menus. And also ISO minimum auto shutter. Let's move to Aperture, let's say, and to check for this we have auto minimum, standard, fast and faster, and slower and slow. And also we can choose our own shutter time. Good. Let's keep it on standard for now. Metering mode, it's multi, center, spot standard, entire screen average and highlight. Face priority in multi-metering. That's a good thing, because if it detects a face it will expose for the face, which is great. Here is to link the spot metering point with the focus point. So if I'm choosing here a spot and then I'm moving the flexible spot, it won't see here because I have the cap on, but it will move the circle of the spot metering with the focus point. So this is the exposure step. It can jump from half of EV to 0.3 EV. I prefer like this. Auto exposure lock with shutter, on, off or auto. And the exposure standard adjustment, you can set the camera by default to have a plus 0.3, 0.7 or -1, whatever you want. Flash mode, it's fill flash, slow sync, rear, flash off, and also auto flash. Wireless is not here anymore because it's a separate menu. This is the compensation for the flash. Exposure compensation sets also ambient and flash, or ambient only. I prefer like this. This is wireless flash. Red eye reduction. White balance can be auto white balance, daylight, shade, cloudy, incandescent, warm white, and you see plenty of settings. And what is new from the previous A6300 and 6500, if I remember correctly, they didn't have these three custom hold settings for the exposure white balance. I have this on my A9, but it's a great feature to use. And also you can press the right on the wheel and get to this little menu to compensate and add more blue, green or violet to your photos if you want and think the auto is not great for your settings. Okay, let's get back to the menu. Priority set in auto white balance, it's standard or ambient or white, the real white. I prefer it standard. Either case I shoot raw so I can modify my settings. Dynamic range off for auto or level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 auto. Here is not available because it's raw and JPEG, but you get the point. The creative style is standard, which you can compensate for contrast, saturation or sharpness in every mode. Vivid, neutral, clear, deep, light, portrait, landscape, sunset, night scene, autumn leaves, black and white, sepia, standard 1, vivid 1. So you can have your own settings without modifying the normal ones. Yeah, I'm keeping it on standard. Picture effect is not available in RAW and JPEG. Picture profile goes for video. We have like 9 or 10. So on picture profile 1 we have the black level, which can go to -15 and +15. The gamma, which can be movie, still, Cine 1, 2, 3, 4, ITU 709, S-Log 2, 3, high log gamma 1, high log gamma 2, 3. The black gamma, range wide, middle, narrow. I'm not a videographer, I'm not using these settings that much, but I'm showing it to you so you can get an idea what the camera can give you for your videos. Level also goes to -7 to +7. Okay, the knee, the mode could be auto and manual. Auto set maximum point. Set the maximum value of knee point, sensitivity, okay, can be mid, high and low. And manual settings, the point and the slope. The slope can go to -5 to +5, okay. And here we have the different points. I have no idea what this is, so I'm keeping it like this. The color mode could be movie, still, cinema, pro, ITU 709 matrix, black and white, S-Gamut, S-Gamut 3 Cine, S-Gamut 3, BT 2020. Okay. The saturation can go to it goes and goes and goes, -32 to +32. Okay. Color phase, let's see how long it goes, -7 to +7. Color depth, and for every settings for red, green and blue, cyan, magenta, yellow. Details, level goes to -7 to +7. Okay, and adjustment, mode, manual and auto, vertical, horizontal balance, black and white balance. The limit goes to 7. Crisping, 7 again. Highlight detail, okay. You can copy from one picture profile to another, which is great, or reset. Let's reset it to default settings. Okay, so these are all the picture profile with different selected settings. Soft skin effect, if we want it enabled or not. Shutter auto white balance lock, halfway down locks the white balance, continuous shooting locks the white balance. I like this to have on continuous shooting the white balance locked on the first shot, because sometimes the light flickers, so I don't want the white balance to change, which is great. I don't have this on my A9, I hope the new firmware it will bring. Focus assist, focus magnifier, we can magnify with AFC mode enabled, so let's see to AFS. So now we can magnify. Focus magnification time, 2-5 seconds and no limit. Initial focus I go to maximum, and then you still can press on the center button to get more magnification. Autofocus, what I was telling you about in focus magnification on and off. Manual focus assist. Okay, the picking settings we have on or off. If we need to manual focus and have the picking level mid, high, low. And here the blue color is the new one which was added. Face registration, we can register faces for priority in face priority. Here it is, it's on or off. Smile shutter, if we want to make fun of others and put them to smile, the camera will take the photo whenever a smile is detected. Auto object framing, to have it on or off. I hate it, so I keep it off, but people might like it. It's an additional image, not the standard one. The self-portrait timer, if the screen is raised to self-portrait, it will switch and it will put the camera on timer. Okay, let's get to the second page, the movie. Here, the exposure mode. Let's move the camera to movie mode. Okay, exposure mode can be program, aperture, shutter priority or manual. Slow and quick exposure mode. Again, program, auto, single shutter priority and manual exposure. Yeah. The file format can be XAVCS 4K, HD or AVCD HD. The record settings for 4K is 25p and 26p with different bit rates, and for AVCS HD, wow, more modes here, 50p, 25 and 100. This is a PAL camera. If we switch to NTSC, we'll get other settings like 24p, 120p for slow motion movies, and the settings for slow and quick. We can choose different frames per second, and then we can choose which mode. Yeah. Proxy Recording. Let's switch to movie. The proxy recording can be on and off. Low bitrate proxy movies for easily editing. I'm not using this for myself. The drive speed in video, fast, normal and slow. Tracking sensitivity, responsive or standard. Auto slow shutter, on and off. Initial focus magnification for video. Audio recording on and off. Audio recording level. Audio level display. There's no headphones jack for this camera, unfortunately, so you better look at the display. If you are recording on external recorder, there's no issue because you can monitor the audio on this one, but directly on the camera there's no possibility. Wind noise reduction, marker displays, marker settings, center, let's see, on off, aspect, different aspect ratios, safety zones, okay, and guide frames. Movie with shutter, yeah, because this button is so unfortunately placed here, it's easier to use the shutter to start the videos also, so I'm using it. Silent shooting, yeah, can be enabled only in shooting modes, in photo shooting modes, okay, or disabled. From curtain, electronic from curtain, on and off. Release without lens, which is clear. Release without card. Steady shot, on and off. Zoom, optical zoom only. Display button for monitor and finder, what to display. And also for finder. Great. Finder monitor. I think this is disabled. Yeah, it's disabled because I have the Atomos connected to HDMI of the camera. The finder frame rate, high and standard. I prefer high. Zebra settings, zebra display on and off. And the level 70%, 80%. And custom settings, you can set a range and the lower limit, standard range, lower limit. You can go up to 109 plus. Okay, back. Grid line, rule of thirds, square grid, diagonal, square and off. Exposure setting guide. I'm not using, but I'm not changing now. Live view display, on and off. Auto review of the photo, which kills your battery even more if you want to enable it. So I keep it off and just press the play button whenever I want to see the photo. Okay, again we go to a new menu. For custom keys we have a clear method now to check the custom buttons. This is what we can choose for the C1. So we're back to AF. So same settings for sure for this 25 pages. I won't go through all again. For this button again 25 pages. Now let's go to rear 2, which is the center button. Again 25 pages of settings. Drive mode, only 20 pages. So some features cannot be set on the left of the control wheel. Again 20 pages. again 20 pages. Top focus mode, 25 pages of settings, and this is for the lens. Again, all 25 pages can be enabled. Custom keys for video. We have only 19 pages now. "19 pages again, 19 pages again." Let's go to rear 2, the center 18 pages. Let's see what's not there, but by going quickly. "15 pages now. "15 pages again, 15 pages, top 19 pages again, and lens 19 pages again. Okay, custom settings for playback, 6 pages now. Six pages again. What I remember from the presentation was that the FN button can be used to jump to the tabs of the menus. Let me check operation. Again, a new menu, the function menu settings. It's clear and easy to set up because you jump directly to the setting you want to change. And we can select through 15 pages. Let's see them. Okay, for everything it's 15 pages, so no need to change now. My dial settings, this is the one that I didn't know. Assign desired function to control wheel. So with the custom button you can change different toggles for this control wheel. The dial for aperture control and the shutter speed control, whatever you prefer. AVTV rotate if we want to switch normal and reverse way of changing. Yeah, this is what I said the camera before. In aperture priority or shutter priority, both wheels did the same, changing the aperture or the shutter, but you can have one of the wheels to do the exposure compensation, which is great. So I choose the exposure compensation like on my A9 to be this wheel on top, which is called dial. Function of touch operation is disabled again because I have my Atomos connected. Movie button, yeah. Lock or unlock for the dial wheel. Audio signals, on and off. Send to smartphone function. This is for video if we have proxy movies. Yeah. You can select on the device or on the smartphone how to send the photos. Send to computer. Okay, you have to enable your computer. View on TV. Control with smartphone. Don't keep it always connected because it will ruin your battery. I'm not connecting now. Airplane mode, Wi-Fi settings. Not connecting. This is the MAC address of the camera. You can reset the settings you saved already on the camera. Okay. Bluetooth settings, function on off, device address of Bluetooth. This is to enable the GPS location from your phone to be written on the images. Yeah, this is the device name, how it can be found on Wi-Fi areas, and also reset network settings. Playback, we can protect multiple images. Come on, get out of here. We can rotate, delete, give ratings. We can define a custom key for a rating system. I'm using only 5-star rating, just for my best photos. Printing can be sent directly to the printer. We can select a movie and export a still image. Enlarged image. Okay. Enlarge initial magnification. This is whenever I want to zoom on the image to zoom directly on the focus position, which I like. If we shoot interval, we can change the speed of it. Back to the menu. Playback speed for the interval. Slideshow Repeat. Interval. View mode. Different view modes. Display as group on or off. Initially I liked, now I hate, so I'll keep it off. Display rotation, I don't like to have the camera rotating my images, so I keep it off. Image jump, 1 by 1, control wheel or by dial. Protect only rating, 1 by 1. Okay, monitor brightness cannot be set because of the Atomos again. This is the S-Log assistant, so you will see like you already applied the LUT to the video. So these are the settings. Volume settings. This is the old Next camera menu system, which I hate, like this. Yeah. Off. Mode dial guide, to have it display whenever you switch the mode dial. This switch very firmly, so it's a good way to prevent accidental switching. I'll disable it. I have the delete first. Display quality, standard or high. This is the power save. Auto power off, standard or high. I didn't do any tests for this, but I saw on internet a lot of people saying the camera will not overheat and shoot for 1 hour and something until it overheats, which is a good thing. Also, there's no video limit on the video recording modes. This is for switching for NTSC and get access to 24p, 120p I'm not using it now. This is to clean the sensor, the touch operation, how it works. Operation in vertical orientation, to work or not. Absolute or relative position. Yeah, whole screen, right, upper right. So this is to prevent nose touching the screen and moving your focus point. Demo mode, disabled because of the Atomos again. This is to send information through HDMI. Remote control, HDMI settings again, resolution, info display on HDMI. So it's on. Now we can control if the camera will, the record on camera will record also on the external monitor, and I prefer this. In 4K, if we want to record also internally or only on HDMI. USB connection, learn settings, power supply to charge when connected to USB, PC remote, language, let's see what languages are available. Date and time, with daylight savings or not. Area which I already selected. Copyright info. Photographer name, blah blah. Copyright notice. This is how it will look. Format the card. File number, series, or reset every time a card is formatted. File name. Recording folder. You can create new folder. Folder name, date form or standard form. Recover image database. Media info. How much space you have on the card. I don't know why still images is not displayed. Version of the camera and the lens, and settings reset. And also the menu, you can add your own quick menus, and now you have access to 32 pages of settings. I'm going quickly through all of them. You can pause at any time to check for every setting available. And that's it. So this was the menu system of the camera. I hope you find it useful for you in case you need to decide on whatever setting is available or not on this camera. So thank you for your time. I hope you like it. So subscribe to my channel if you enjoy it. See you.